Good morning. This morning on DC News Now, it's a DMV First Warn Day with snow falling on this Tuesday.
And we are monitoring delays and closures at schools across the region. But first, meteorologist Jackie Lair has the latest on the snowstorm.
Yeah, good morning. That snow coverage is continuing to wind down at this point as that system continues to exit. And then our next big concern is the much colder air that moves in later on tonight and those wind chills. More details on those numbers coming up.
And we're taking a look on the roadway. Some of them are a little slushy this morning, where you're going to need to make sure you're slowing down and giving yourself time. Coming up.
And also coming up, former President Donald Trump ending the night with a commanding lead in Iowa. What's next for the remaining GOP presidential hopefuls as they gear up for New Hampshire's primary?
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning on DC News Now. It could be a dicey commute. You are looking live at the roads right now. It looks like they're at a stoplight, but the roads across the area, not all of them have been taken care of fully. And you can see we still do have snow falling across the area. But we do want to say thank you for starting your day with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm Corey James. People across the DMV, they're waking up to several inches of snow this morning.
That's right. Lots of school closings and delays. You can see all of that information scrolling right now at the bottom of your screen.
And we have live team coverage. Lex Wars is keeping an eye on the roads. Candace Cole is live with how people are dealing with the first snowstorm in 2 years. But let's begin with meteorologist Jackie Lair, who is tracking the latest with the snowstorm and has the latest snowfall totals this morning. Jackie, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We're talking about that snow continuing to wind down at this point as the system continues to exit off towards our north and east. So DC, we are dry right now. That snow has lifted off towards the north and tapered off. Aside from that, maybe a little bit of that wintry mix across southern Maryland at this point. We're taking a live look over DC right now. Tough to make out the Washington Monument, which should be right about here at this point. So we're seeing those clouds really taking over, and a little bit of that fog too. But again, like I mentioned, that snow has ended, but again, several inches of snow has fallen, close to 4 inches for Reagan Airport, and then elsewhere across the area, some areas saw at least 5, maybe close to 6 inches, and one of those areas that saw 6 inches was over towards parts of Loudoun County. Temperatures right now, mid-upper 20s to right about 30 degrees. Winter storm warning remains in effect until 10 a.m. this morning, although much of that snow has wrapped up. Forecast wind chills, though, this is what we have to look forward to, and that's sarcasm, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Look at these wind chills, at least single digits or at least sub-zero. It's going to be a cold one tomorrow morning. About more details on this coming up. Right now, I do want to toss it out to Candace, who is out there in the elements this morning. Tell us, what are you seeing out there?
Hey, Jackie. Well, there's no more snow coming down out here, but it is cold. It's about 30 degrees out here right now. We're right outside of where the monument is, and you can see it's quite pretty out here. Actually, I'm going to step out of the frame, but you can see the snow-covered grounds. There's snow along this little lake over here, this little pond, but definitely cold out. So if you do have to be out in it, I suggest you get your coat, get your hat and gloves and your snow boots, because you will need them. But however, for most of us, it is a snow day today, and we've got a bunch of closures to tell you about. First up, all federal buildings, offices rather, here in DC are closed, as well as Arlington County government offices in Virginia. They're also closed. All DC public schools, including KIPP DC, they are also closed, and most schools in the DMV are closed. You'll want to stay tuned to DC News Now. Check out the crawl at the bottom of your screen for updates on school closures and delays throughout the region. Now I want to show you Constitution Avenue. We'll swing out here, and it is mostly clear. You can see the traffic is moving right along with no problem, but it's not like that everywhere, especially on the side streets that hadn't been plowed, so you want to take your time there. We caught up with the DC snow team that says just give them a little patience so that they can make the roads safe for drivers.
I would like the citizens of the district and people that are visiting the district to give us an opportunity to get to the roads. Stay off the roads as much as possible. If you have to stay on there, if you have to be on the road, give yourself more time and more space between vehicles.
And try to avoid bridges as well as they freeze quickly. I'm tossing it over now to Lex with a look at traffic.
All right, thank you so much, Candace. Try to stay warm out there. Now, taking a look, like she said, lots of the roadways are clear here. You can see 95 north of Van Dorn Street. We are seeing drivers able to make their way just like normal. Now, with the places that you're going to be seeing some dicey areas, that's going to be those on-ramps, those off-ramps, all those side streets, as well as the bridges, and you're probably there on the shoulder as well. Now, this road is still wet as well, so do keep that in mind. Could be slick. Taking a look at 395 drivers, also seeing similar conditions there. This is what we're seeing on our main thoroughfares. We are seeing that slush, though, start to accumulate on those side streets, and we'll take a look at those coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Lex, thank you. The Virginia Department of Transportation says it's deployed 2,000 trucks to treat the roads. Low temperatures and freezing slush might make any morning commute a little more slippery.
Anything that's left over, even kind of any residual moisture on the roads, may freeze solid. Try to limit all non-essential travel. If you don't need to be out, just don't. Also, if you can maybe ask your boss to telework tomorrow, that would always be preferred.
Temperatures are expected to drop again tonight and tomorrow, and that could mean many roads may need extended treatment.
Also in Virginia, the northern section of the GW Parkway is closed until further notice. The National Park Service says this is all due to the icy conditions between 495 and Sprout Run. Now, this morning, Metro buses will be operating under a severe snow plan. About 40 bus lines will be operating, but service is going to be limited to the major roads. Buses could also take detours based on the road conditions. Riders are advised to only travel if absolutely necessary. Metro says the trains will be operating normally, but this could change based on conditions.
And it's been a while since the DMV has seen snow like this. In Montgomery County, snow piled on top of cars, coated streets, and even covered sidewalks. Some neighbors were excited to see what the winter storm, though, brought early this season.
That's like the first snow, I think, for the year, so it's pretty cool.
I love snow. I don't think it's too bad. Once you get on top of it, it's not bad. A lot of people, nobody was ready for it. Everybody's wipers are down. I wasn't ready for it.
The Montgomery County Department of Transportation says it treated all roads, and crews are reapplying salt on primary roads. Officials say they have 7 regional depots responsible for snowplow clearing along 220 routes.
Tracking travel headaches this morning as the winter weather forcing multiple flight delays and cancellations. According to FlightAware, Reagan National Airport already reporting 35 delays and 111 cancellations. That number keeps increasing this morning. BWI Airport currently has 23 delays and 65 cancellations. And at Dulles so far, there are 33 delays and 36 cancellations. You can, of course, stay up to date on all the winter weather on the DC News Now weather app. Just scan the QR code on your screen to download it to your device.
Developing now, Prince William County Police are investigating a possible murder-suicide. Officials say this happened Sunday inside a home on Cabin Road in Triangle, Virginia. Police believe a husband and wife, Nicholas Smith Withrow and Brittany Posey, were arguing. They say the fight escalated and Withrow shot Posey before shooting himself. Police say the two were later found by family members who received concerning texts during the argument. Authorities also say a 3-year-old girl was inside the home at the time. Police say she was not hurt and placed in the custody of family members. And D.C. police are asking for your help in tracking down this man. They say he is accused of setting another man on fire in Northwest D.C. The latest incident happened yesterday at the intersection of North Capitol Street and Peace Street. Police say he poured liquid on the victim and ignited it before running away. The victim is currently being treated for serious injuries.
Your time right now is 7:07 this morning. D.C. fire officials reporting a fake 911 call at the White House. Yesterday morning, emergency vehicles responded to a report that the White House was on fire and someone was trapped inside. According to the Associated Press, Secret Service officials discovered it was a false report within just a few minutes. President Biden and his family were at Camp David at the time. Officials say they do not know who made that report.
A group is celebrating after their MLK Day of Service.
Over the course of the morning, volunteers at Montgomery County's alumna chapter of Delta Sigma Theta sorority completed a number of different service projects. Now, volunteers made the school supply kits you can see there for kids in the county, and they also provided handmade blankets and comfort kits for those experiencing homelessness.
We're talking about making a difference in education, making a difference in economics, making a difference in politics. That's what we believe in.
It's just so rewarding to see so many people out giving back to our community.
Officials say more than 900 volunteers registered for the event.